Hi everyone, I am here to give you my review of Epcot's International Festival of the Arts 2025. I was just there last week and I have some recommendations, some things you can maybe skip, and how to make the most of your time at Epcot during Festival of the Arts. Stay tuned. Talk a little bit about what we did at Epcot's Festival of the Arts when we spent one day in Epcot before going on a longer trip last week. First and foremost, definitely pick up your festival passport booklet when you arrive at the park. This information in here is going to be everything you need to know about where to find the food studios that are happening, different activities, photo pass spots, entertainment offerings. You can also find this online before you travel to Epcot or to the park. So this way you can get a little bit of a game plan together on how you want to spend your time. There's a lot to do, a lot to see, a lot to take in, and there's also very specific times of the day that certain activities or performances are going to be happening. It's going to be impossible to do everything in this big book in one day, so make sure you have a plan of maybe a few must-dos, must-sees, and also give some space for some spontaneity. There was a lot of stuff that we happened across as we were walking through Epcot that ended up being some of our favorite moments during the festival. All right, so once you have your plan in place, we started off pretty hungry. We got there about 12 o'clock and we knew we needed to get some lunch, having just flown in from Ohio that morning. So the first thing that we did was we went over to Japan. We actually came in through International Gateway because we're staying at the Yacht Club, and that made it really easy for us to just prioritize our food first. And so first and foremost, I have some recommendations. My number 1 and number 2 on this list happen to be in Japan. So what I loved there was the Wagyu bun. You can see it was really soft on the outside. It was super full of meat on the inside, and the sushi donut. I am someone who likes to have some lighter food options when I plan to kind of snack my way around the park, and that sushi donut was just right. It was really fresh, it was tasty, it had the right amount of kind of sauce options you could dip into, and it's also just a really cute display of sushi. So we ended up enjoying those a lot as our first stop for food. I also got the sake, which comes in a special box that they actually write on for you. One of the artists who works in at the food booth at Goshiki, she will write your name in Japanese and also maybe a little message for you. So it's a nice keepsake to be able to take home with you. You can enjoy your sake out of the plastic cup and take this nice wooden box home with you as a keepsake from your time there. All right, so we kind of worked our way through, went to Japan, and we decided to walk our way around. Again, not a lot planned other than we knew we wanted to see a few of our favorite artists that were going to be showing their work. One of my favorite artists is Scooter. He had double booths in Germany, and I knew that he was going to be signing his artwork between 2 and 4 that day. So we just knew that that was something that we had to do at that time. So as we worked our way from Japan around, we stopped in the American Adventure Pavilion and heard the Voices of Liberty. If you've never done this, please take time to do it. It was actually our first time experiencing this beautiful display of talent in the American Adventure. You'll be in my heart. Yes, you'll be in my heart. From this day on, now and forevermore. You'll be in my heart. No matter what they say, you'll be here in my heart, always, always. When destiny calls you, you must be strong. I may not be with you, but you gotta hold on. You'll see in time. As we worked our way around in Germany, we saw Scooter. I was able to purchase my very first print of his, and it was one that I had my eye on. It's a really great memento from Festival of the Arts. It's got Epcot and Figment and also the Walt statue with Minnie and Mickey. So it's something that I'm looking forward to displaying in my office, and I'm sure you will see it in the background of some of my videos in the future. Meeting Scooter was great. You're able to stand in a short line, and we had a great conversation, took a photo with us, and it was just a really nice time to interact with these artists who dedicate their lives to beautiful artwork and creating beautiful things for everyone. So take the time when you go to the festival, not just to prioritize the food only, but make sure you are also getting to interact with these artists, exploring their work. It is on display all throughout the festival, and it is one of the highlights and reasons you should definitely go and experience Festival of the Arts in the future. All right, so we worked our way around. We kind of got toward the front of the park. We had a Guardians of the Galaxy lightning lane to meet. And as we were walking through, we saw some different characters. We met Star-Lord over by Guardians of the Galaxy, which was fun. I'd never met him before, and he was just roaming around dancing and interacting with different people. We also had some really great food at Craftsman's Courtyard. Craftsman's Courtyard maybe took top spot for me in terms of the food studios that are happening during the festival. And I've heard this from a few different people, so I feel like they've got some consistency down during the festival at this point. I would highly recommend the beef Wellington. It was on a croissant. It was a beautiful combination of flavors. It was really delicious. Both my husband and I said that was, a delicious way to start kind of our afternoon snacking. And then also highly recommend the cold brew old fashioned that they had. This sounded strange to me, and I'm not even someone who enjoys bourbons and whiskeys and things like that, but this was a delicious, refreshing, very light cocktail that I would absolutely get again, and it was on Best of the Fest for me for sure. All right, we also enjoyed a stop over at the amazing use of Communicore Hall during this festival, which was celebrating 30 years of Disney on Broadway. This was a massive display in Communicore Hall that showed costumes and sets and theming and puppetry from all of the Disney on Broadway shows that are happening around the world. And I would say this is my favorite way that they have used Communicore Hall since it's been open. I've been there for a few other seasons, even during the holidays, and it felt very empty, kind of like it was an afterthought. This was an intentional use of space that was a beautiful way to bring Broadway into the festival. So make sure you stop in there and explore all of the incredible designs, costumes, sets, and details, and get some pictures in there. It was a wonderful place to walk through during our visit. Right near Communicore Hall, we stopped at Opening Bites, which was another food studio that had some very popular, I would say, Instagram-worthy snacks to try, and one of them was the soft shell crab slider. So we got the slider, we tasted it, I really enjoyed it. I would say from a soft shell crab perspective, it's not the best I've ever had. I think it was more fun to see it displayed and to eat it. I think the food was okay. Definitely fun to get. We did not partake in some of the sweets that were there, like the Enchanted Rose. That was really popular with a lot of people. We're more savory than sweet, I guess, in our household. So we skipped on that one, but I would say the soft shell crab was just okay. I saw a lot of people really enjoying it. So if it's something you want to try, it's a great place to try it. It's a great value at the festival. So give it a shot. All right, one thing I want to spend more time talking about, and you'll notice that I'm not covering every single thing about the festival. There's a lot to do, a lot to see. We were without kids this time, so our festival experience is probably a little different than it would be had we had the children with us. There are some great kids activities though. So there's things like making their own chalk art. There's different spots that they can go around and see the chalk art in each country and try to find different characters drawn in chalk around the world showcase. And that's a really fun activity, kind of scavenger hunt that you can do with your children. For those who were without kids like myself, we also just really enjoyed seeing the chalk drawings and chalk artists at work as you're heading into World Showcase from the front of the park. And it was a great place to just walk through and explore some of this incredible art. I actually don't know how they do it with chalk. To me, it looks like it's paint. It's amazing. And it was really fun to see some artists at work live while we were walking through, which is something that happens throughout the festival. All right. Highlight for me, food was great. We had some great cocktails, great photo ops throughout the park. The photo pass and photo stops that you can do, they're called Artful Photo Opportunities, were a lot of fun. If you are someone who is into the memory maker, I always am, because otherwise we'd never have pictures together, I feel. We stopped at so many photo pass locations and we got tons and tons of photos together. It was something that I always love to do, but it was really fun for my husband and I to do this on our trip together. This is our first time that we've gone away without the kids since before they were born. So it was just a great way to have fun with each other and also get some really cute pictures along the way. Finally, at the end of the night, we prioritized seeing the Disney on Broadway productions. And so I will say this is something not to be missed. When you go to Festival of the Arts, we were able to see Adam Jacobs, who originated Aladdin on Broadway, and Josh Strickland, who originated the role of Tarzan on Broadway. And I have to tell you, They were incredible. To be able to see Broadway level talent live at Epcot and just be able to walk right up and get a beautiful seat. I will say this is not one of those things you need to queue up long in advance for. We were able to walk right in on a Sunday evening and sit down in a prime location and enjoy their performance. They started with The Greatest Showman. They performed songs from some of their shows and other shows that they were not in. And it was just an incredible experience. They're so talented. I would say Josh Strickland is probably one of my new favorite people, having heard him perform live, and the crowd really loved it. So don't walk past the America Adventure Pavilion and where they have these concert series. Make sure you stop and enjoy it. They have 3 every single night, so there's different times that they're performing. They're probably about 30-minute shows max, so you're not going to take a ton of time out of your park day, but this is one of the best things that we saw for the entire festival. All right, that's my festival short review. My best advice to you again is to have maybe 3 or 4 things that you absolutely want to do, or you want to eat, or you want to see, and then give some space to just explore the art. The artwork is what makes this festival so amazing. Having the artists there in person, whether it's performing artists, the artists that are showing their work, their paintings, their sculptures, and all of the cast members make this such a magical experience. So there's a reason this is my #1 favorite festival at Epcot now that I have been to all of them, and I can't wait to go back again next year. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.